It's 61 degrees outdoors, about 7:30 on July 5th. T-Rex, where are we? What door is this? I don't even know how to open it or get out of it. I think we're gonna have to take a road trip, Rex. Oh, it looks pretty, but there's squirrels and stuff back there. That's pretty. This is a pretty busy neighborhood, Rex, and there are other dogs, so we can't just run out there making a lot of noise, okay? So we're just gonna step out slowly. Slow, slow, stay. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. I don't think it's this beautiful everywhere in New England, but it is a beautiful Saturday. All right, take care of a little business here. There is dew in the grass. We achieved the dew point last night. The temperature at which dew forms when it's in the 40s in parts of New Hampshire, that's the best. All right, Rex, this way, come on. Oh yeah, this daisy was closed yesterday. It just opened last night. There's a nice hill here. Can we get out somewhere around here, Rex? What's that? I think that's the Everett Turnpike. All right, Rex. I think this will do. It's an office park. The turnpike's right behind those trees, but I got my noise-canceling mic, so this should work out just fine. T-Rex is on his patriotic collar and his Patriots leash, and we are right on the line between Merrimack and Manchester, New Hampshire, where this morning, the regional roundup, I got about 6 a.m., and in northern New Hampshire, summit of Mount Washington, first of all, was in the low 40s, but the wind was light, and the little last patch of snow on Tuckerman Ravine there, here on July 5th, and if you look at the regional roundup, just below Mount Washington in Whitefield and Berlin, New Hampshire, mid-40s, temperature and dew point in the mid-40s. And when the temperature and the dew point come together, that's the dew. The regional satellite image showed a few clouds across southern New England. That's sort of a little bit of a trough or a warm front that's coming at us. So this delightful low humidity weather is going to be departing. And we're going to have a warm-up, and there's actually a heat advisory in effect for tomorrow and Monday in parts of southern New England. National advisories, watches, and warnings. The heat advisory is down in Minnesota, but what really sticks out is central Texas. This has been here now for 3 days, this flash flood warning. So I dug deeper, and it was not pretty. It is not pretty because now it's national headlines. New York Times this morning, dozens dead and missing. A camp was hit by a wall of water on the Guadalupe River. Mystic Camp swept away a cabin full of young people. I almost can't even talk about it. And the Guadalupe River and the Colorado River and I can't remember all the names of all the rivers, but one of the rivers came up 26 feet in 45 minutes. There's nothing you can do to get out of the way of that wall of water. And there's no way to forecast an event like this either. I try to dig in and see what happened. In the hill country of Texas, there was an upper level low that just kind of stalled there. So air was coming in from both the north and the west and the south and the east. And there was some tropical moisture from the Pacific, and there was some tropical moisture left over from post-tropical storm Barry. We talked about that last week, that came in to northern Mexico, and that plume of moisture got caught underneath the upper level low, and historic, once-in-a-lifetime flooding is occurring in central Texas. People are talking about how it has not stopped raining since Wednesday in spots. I looked back through the history books. I looked at that Colorado River level there near Austin, Texas, and it had crested up around 32 feet. And I looked at the record crest there of 62 feet. Wow. So I tried to find out when that river crest was. 62 feet in 1938 was the record there. And then I also saw that some other records were from 1935. So it is the worst flooding for most of us in our lifetime there in south central Texas, but not unprecedented. It was worse in 1935 and 1938. 1938, that was an extreme year. That's the last time we had not the last time, but that was the worst hurricane in modern history for New England. So let's get out of Texas. How about if we go to Alaska? This also stuck out to me that there was a heat advisory on the Arctic Circle in Alaska for temperatures of 80 to 85 next couple of days. That's a heat advisory. Yeah, when you're used to temperatures in the 50s. And I looked at the forecast, and it's going to snow on Tuesday at the Arctic Circle in Alaska. But when you see that kind of heat in Alaska, often when Alaska warms up, New England cools off. And sure enough, we cooled off a little bit last couple days, and we're going to cool off again dramatically on Tuesday, and it may stick around. The forecast for this week is still a really tough call. Let's start with, well, we've already been going. How about the Boston Meteorogram? Today, 80s with partly to mostly sunny sky. Dew points coming up out of the 50s. And then tomorrow in the low 90s, and there's the heat advisory. The dew points coming up into the 60s. Nowhere near as bad as that last heat wave. You know, we did not make a heat wave last week, but 2 weeks ago. It was close last week. And then the rain comes in on Tuesday. There's going to be a front. And then it looks like we're going to have several days of an onshore flow here, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hopefully not that long, but at least Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And maybe next weekend also. That's a really tough call. We've been talking about that, a lot of moving parts. So here is the NAM high res showing the precipitation coming in with a warm front, the Canadian border today. So for southern New England, the first dry weekend, I think, since the third week of February. But for northern New England, it is raining off and on at the Canadian border and north in central Maine. It looks like some real heavy rain coming in. And this goes out now through tomorrow. And still raining in the far north, still nice in the south. Heat south, rain north. And this goes out now till Monday. Note the 576 line in southern New England. So that's your 90 to 96 degrees. Yeah, a few spots will get to 96, I think, before that front settles south and we all turn much cooler. So this is 2 o'clock on Monday and still some downpours up there, but most of us are still dry. And then it's really going to be Monday night and Tuesday that the action really kicks up around here. And by action, I mean that, well, the GFS has inches of rain in that period after Tuesday, and the Euro just has off and on rain, but they each have east wind. And will there be a tropical cyclone coming our way? National Hurricane Center says we're tracking tropical depression number 3. So in order to go from a tropical depression to a tropical storm, you have to have closed off isobar to make it a cyclone, right? And then you have to have winds at 35 miles an hour or greater. And the forecast is for this to be a weak tropical storm coming on somewhere between South Carolina and North Carolina. Yeah, there was also a tropical storm warning there on the coast of South Carolina and those advisories. And that system is expected to go inland, which means it could dissipate, but not all the guidance is in agreement over that. And it may try and go back out over the ocean at some point south of New England late Monday or Tuesday. So this is a real important moving target because the remnant of tropical storms, maybe you don't get the wind, but you can get the flooding. Remnant of Barry in Texas. I didn't show the QPF from the NAM, did I? Sorry, backtracking a little bit. QPF from the NAM because I'm just thinking about how much rain we might get. This only goes out through Monday at 2 p.m. And it does show a little bit there near Cape Cod and the islands, but I think what that is more kind of fog and maybe some drizzle that's going to develop with the very humid air that's coming in. I don't think we're going to get actual puddles, but we are going to get deep puddles and river rises in far northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and especially central Maine. In central Maine, the little yellow showing up there, that's 2 to 4 inches of rain somewhere around Baxter State Park. So not the best weekend for camping. Northern New England, it's wet weekend number, I don't know, 17 in a row. I've lost count, to tell you the truth. All right, back to the potential for that tropical cyclone coming close to New England. Its name would be Chantal. And we've got a lot of moving parts. We've got air from Canada. We've got air from the tropics coming our way. And we use the Euro to look at that. And so there's that low pressure coming across Ontario and Quebec. And that's a warm front that's going to pull the warmer air in. This high pressure system that was cool has gone off to our south. And the backside of it is going to get us to 90 plus for tomorrow. Showers north. And look at South Carolina and North Carolina just coming on the map on the bottom there. It looks like if it is a cyclone, it's going to fall apart. Meanwhile, there's a front coming into New England, pressing south on Tuesday, and the remnant moisture is going to be very close to, I don't know, somewhere between New Jersey and Nantucket, it looks like, on Tuesday. So stakes are high for some pretty heavy rain there Tuesday. And the guidance is still bullish on a fairly dry Wednesday, but the front is not far away. I think the GFS would actually keep us raining, but the Euro says we're going to be dry on Wednesday, but that front is going to be active with afternoon thunderstorms, if not the remnant of Chantal, somewhere near New England, kind of stalling out or breaking into pieces. And then Thursday and Friday, no longer showing a nor'easter, but certainly showing, like it did yesterday, but certainly showing onshore flow with waves of energy and off and on rain. So still the chance that the surf comes up. Oh yeah, I didn't even look at the surf stuff today. I was so distracted by Texas. But expect at least some surf coming at us. And then this goes out now into next weekend. The 570 is back on Saturday, looking like it did a couple days ago. Much better than yesterday's run, huh? It wouldn't be 90, but onshore flow will keep us cooler, but it should be nice. And then this goes out to Monday now, July 14th. And the front is still pretty close to us with an upper level low to our north. Another one of those fronts from Canada coming around, and maybe some tropical moisture just to our south, stalling out here. So it looks quite active. And again, on days 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, it's rare that we can get a good handle on that. And the situation in Texas, they did not see that coming. And I'm not saying anything like that's going to happen, but as we saw the last 4 or 5 days, when the thunderstorms do come, you can't tell exactly when and where. But we're all in pretty good shape today, and then it's Maine especially looking not so good next couple of days, and then all bets are kind of off after that. So we're in the back of an office park here in New Hampshire. We did a road trip. We're having nuptials are going to be read. Oh, Rex, there's a rabbit. Rex. Yeah, we came up here for a wedding. A July 5th and 6th wedding. I read that, there he goes, Rex, you didn't even see him. I read that Ozzy Osbourne, or I heard it on the radio, I guess, that Ozzy Osbourne got married on July 4th. Why did he do that? So he wouldn't forget his anniversary. He's so smart. And what's he on, his like 23rd or 24th anniversary? Good job, Ozzy and Sharon. And we are going to a wedding today. So I'll leave it a bit of a mystery where we where we were going to yesterday, and I'll let you know and more where we arrived. And we're going to have highlights from Ross. He went to the parade yesterday in Francistown. Love these old town, small town parades. And Josh in Montgomery, Vermont. Is that where you were? In Montgomery. So it was great weather for most of New England yesterday. He said it was almost a little chilly yesterday in the morning with the clouds. All right. Rex is taking us on a walk. Oh, I like that. Tree of life. Beautiful. All right. Here's the and more from yesterday. Talk to you tomorrow. And more. 10:30, July 4, Independence Day. Beauty. It's kind of windy outside, but it's a dry wind. And Steve loves having his table back. I forgot how much you like this table, Steve. And we've got a visitor bearing gifts. Doug, what are those books you brought?
I think they're probably from your high school days when you were boarding around Cape Cod.
Summer on Cape Cod, 81, Noel Beale. And how did you get these?
Well, Arthur Beale was, I guess, a Don Kent fan. And he ended up giving him those books and signed autographs.
So
anyway, it's all about old Cape Cod.
So Noel Beale signed these for your dad, Don Kent, and then you got them, and now TK gets them.
TK gets them.
Ah, that's so nice of you.
Summer at Cape Cod.
Look
Nothing
at that.
better.
Route 6 Northeast gift barn. So this is going back in time to my high school days. We all had the Noel Beale books in the house, but these are in great shape. Love the stories. Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th, Independence Day, beauty.
Just a reminder, we'll shortly be seeing the color guard and then the Molly Sark Cannon and the festivities at the fairgrounds.
That's what Doug calls a go fast boat. I think that's the Donzi.
What speed limit?
No wake where? Oh, I'm outside the channel. Oh, you're right in the channel. Oh, Steve's on the move. Sees a bird or something. You leave those birds alone. I think that's the Donzi that goes by a lot. So you can count the number of dollars by the second, right? $1, $2, $3, $4 worth of fuel.
Yeah, he's not making any fans at the yacht club, even though the waves won't bother.
All done. Rex, where's he taking us? Up the hill, red, white, and blue. What's the sunburn factor today? Oh, about a 10, but there's a beautiful, refreshing breeze. What a nice day.
Candy coming? There's my kid. There's my kid. On the tractor. Hi, Marley. There's Chancey. Good job, Chance. America.
Up on the hill, these were the first hydrangea we showed. I don't know, about maybe 4 weeks ago or so. How you like this view? Through the Hull Gut, up to Marblehead, up to the coast of Maine, right, Doug? What's going on down in Wissagasset? Some kind of ceremony happening down here. Somebody they love at Wissagasset, the old beach. Into the wind, doesn't work that well. 1 o'clock update. Look at most of the moorings are vacant right now. Where are all the boaters going? Is everyone going to Boston? Yggdrasil has set sail. Headed toward the north. Yeah, I'm about to set sail. We're headed north also. I'm gonna go right by Boston. Headed north. Look at that old glory and the breeze. I was looking up there, T-Rex. Sunshine and cumulus clouds. 83 degrees at 4:23 p.m. Entering the live free or die granite state. Why? Skiing? No. Surfing? No. We came for the granite outcroppings and the lilies. And more. There's the moon and the flag. That's why we came. I think there's gonna be fireworks. What an evening. Seriously though, this is called the Westbrook Inn. It was the first house in the town of what used to be called Nutfield, New Hampshire. Any guesses on what Nutfield turned into? Derry, New Hampshire. How do you like them apples? That information has not been fact checked, so I'm just telling you what I learned about perhaps this oldest house in what used to be called Nutfield and is now called Derry. If these trees could talk, that they could tell us a story. Tremendous, gorgeous, massive trees. That chimney looks old. And if the rock walls could talk, these are brilliant. Look at that entrance right there. Oh, I love this old architecture. It's not a July 4th wedding. This is the pregame ceremony. It's a July 5th wedding. Underneath, what kind of tree? I just had to look it up on iNaturalist. It's a mulberry tree. Oh my goodness. A jet just missed the moon. That was close. Real flowers and real steamers. They haven't had a real steamer in a while.
So you literally don't
Tasty.
You got no more bills.
9 o'clock, southern New Hampshire. The sound of Independence Day celebrations, fireworks all around. West Fork in Derry, New Hampshire. Don't call me Nutfield.
I was just texting you.
Where are all the people on the small motorcycle?
I don't know.